1895, like freedom movement it is. Then again after Henry Morgan, James Fraser, 1900. The next school, 1910, 1920, last we will reach postmodernism, 1990. So this anthropological thought is a evolutionary approach. This anthropological thought is an evolutionary approach. As time goes on, the thought process will be increasing. As time goes on, the thought process will be increasing. It moves from classical evolutionism to postmodernism. So it's a chronological order. Starting with classical evolutionism to postmodernism. Started in 1885 till 1990. Means what? You tell me. When I am going from chronological order, one after the other, it will become more scientific or not? As time goes on, what conclusion we will come? More scientific enough. So Henry Morgan will be more scientific than E.B. Teller or not? Anthropological thought, it's a risk for a teacher to take in the beginning. I can take tribal India very easy. It will make you comfort. But the subject should go with anthropological thought. See how we took the racism concept which is given by E.B. Teller and we are adding in 9.5 race and racism. This is original subject. So in the beginning you will be fresh, you want to learn more. After 1 month I know what will happen to you. But at least if you understand anthropological thought, you are 50% success. Why? Because in this 1 month I will take, in this time you will learn how to link. So you put energy in this anthropological thought. Once you complete anthropological thought, your 50% of paper 1 completed. You will get abundant confidence. You remember only 10 points. Again we will repeat. What are the 10 points of E.B. Teller? Culture parallels, culture survivals, definition of culture, next. Racism is psychological myth, next. Animism is the first form of religion, next. Statistics, next. Armchair anthropologist, next. Ethnocentric in nature because of comparison, next. Daydreaming concept. That's it, E.B. Teller. Next person is Henry Morgan. He is American. His main study was about kinship. He studied about relatives in different tribal societies. How the relatives are present. What is the structure of relatives. How we call the relatives. The technical word for relatives is kinship. Henry Morgan, American anthropologist. Introduction. Lewis Henry Morgan, one of the founding fathers of modern anthropology. Founder is E.B. Teller. One of the founding members he is known as pioneer of American anthropology. He is pioneer of British anthropology. He is a pioneer of American anthropology. Pioneer means what? Beginner. So British anthropology is beginned by whom? E.B. Teller. American anthropology is beginned by whom? Henry Morgan. These sentences are important. He is a pioneer of American anthropology. From your family, you became the first IAS officer. Then after 100 years, what they will tell? She is a pioneer of the family. Why? Because she is the first person who entered into the bureaucracy. Because of which complete change. Because of complete change in the family. Pioneer. So he is a pioneer of American anthropology. He is a pioneer of British anthropology. The study of human societies, cultures, how they develop. He was especially interested in kinship. So he studied human societies. He studied cultures. In that what he showed interest? Kinship. How the relatives are there. How the kinship relationships are there. How the kinship, why they give that much of importance. Yes or no? Now see, nowadays the kinship relatives are not given importance, but once upon a time they are our close friends. We don't have any friends other than kinship. Our cousins itself are our friends. Ask your parents, who are your friends? Means cousins only our friends. Who are cousins? Our kinship. So he studied that kinship concept. While studying human societies, while studying cultures. He wrote one of the first ethnography called as Iroquois. Ethnography means studying one tribal community in detail is called as ethnography. So which tribal community he studied? Iroquois. TK online? He studied one tribal community and he written ethnography on it. Everything about it. That particular book is called as ethnography. Which community? Iroquois. This is introduction of Henry Morgan. So pioneer of American anthropology. He studied human society, culture and mainly interested in kinship studies. And he did ethnography on which community? There is one famous book of him, The League of Nations, that I will tell you. Now coming into his contributions. First I will tell everything, then again we will comprehend into points. Henry Morgan is a pioneer of American anthropology. He is a founding member of modern anthropology. He studied human societies, cultures and kinship studies. Lewis Henry Morgan, American ethnologist, lawyer, statesman, industrialist, philanthropist. He is among the founders of American anthropology. He is one of the American ethnologists. Compare different cultures. He is a lawyer, he is a statesman, he is an industrialist and a Philanthropist. I will tell you. Actually, Henry Morgan. He is a lawyer. He studied one tribal community, Iroquois Indians. Iroquois Indians. You should get one doubt. There is Crow Indians, there is Red Indians, there is Iroquois Indians. What happened? The tribal people in North America, mainly United States of America, they are named by Indians. Why they are named as Indians? In the beginning, when they are in search of, British people, when they are in search of a country called as India, they first found North America. They just crossed Atlantic Ocean, they found North America. In North America, they went America. There he saw some tribal communities. And he believed that, one of the traveler, he believed that before Columbus, he believed that they are Indians. Wrong. He believed that they are Indians. And in all the literature, he named them as Indians. Then later when Columbus was doing an adventure, then he found that Indians are present somewhere in the Asian part, eastern part. So the people who are present in the North American continent, you named them as Indians. They are not Indians, they are American tribal communities. But by the time, all the tribal communities got the name called as Indians. Hence, only tribal people of North American continent are called as Indians. The tribal community of the North American continent are called as Indians. Like what? Iroquois Indians, Red Indians, Crow Indians, etc. Now you got the doubt. So don't get confused. If you come across Indian, it is actually Iroquois Indians, Red Indians, Crow Indians. Who are these people? Means they are original tribes of United States of America. Why they got the name means the initial traveler, when they are traveling, they saw the tribal communities of United States of America. They believed them as Indians and named them as. Later they corrected that they are not Indians, but by the time the name got Indian got literatured, it got entered into all the books, then they named that all the tribal communities of North American continent will be called as. So what happened? He is an advocate. In the Iroquois Indians region, abundant oil was present. There is one company called as Ojidan Company. This Ojidan Company went and removed them, Iroquois tribal community, who are naked like primitive man there. They are been removed. For what purpose? For mining purpose. Then he, being an advocate, he is a champion of tribal rights. He went to the Iroquois Indians and took the case to the Supreme Court, and he advocated on behalf of Iroquois Indians. And he won the case also. Then the Ojidan Company left that area and gave it back to the Iroquois Indians. This is the story. So in this context, he came into contact with these tribal communities. Then he started studying about this tribal community. Like whom? Iroquois Indians, Red Indians, Crow Indians. He started studying tribals. In this context, he focused more on what? Kinship. So why he started it? Actually, he didn't want to study the tribal communities. He is an advocate. So when the mining company took the land of Iroquois Indians for mining, he wanted to give them back as a champion of tribal rights. In that process, he came into contact with Iroquois. And when he won the case, he went inside the Iroquois Indians. Then he saw them. He got wondered by seeing their kinship, seeing their way of life, and started studying about the kinship studies. In that way, he started studying kinships about Iroquois Indians. He was the first person who initiated field. Why? Because he went to know. He went means what? Field work. He went there. He started studying among them. He sat with them. E.V. Teller was armchair anthropologist. Henry Morgan is field work. Who will be more scientific? A armchair anthropologist or a field work? He was the first field work anthropologist in the discipline of anthropology. Who? Henry Morgan. If objective test is there for anthropology, the question will be, who is the first field work anthropologist in the complete discipline of anthropology? It is Henry Morgan. In his studies, questionnaire method came for the first time. So how he got the information? He went there and he gave the questionnaire. He gave the questionnaire. And they used to write the answer, or they used to tick it, or they used to communicate it. So he used to get the data and he used to write the ethnography. Are you getting my point? So in order to get the data, which method he used? Questionnaire method he used. When he used questionnaire method? When he is doing field work. Where he did field work? Why he did it only in Iroquois? Why? Because he was a champion of tribal rights. He got the information that the Ojidan mining company took the land of Iroquois. So he went as a champion of tribal rights to protect them. In that particular context, he came into contact with Iroquois. After he won the case, he went deeper into them and he felt very interesting. Oh, what is this life form? What is this kinship? Then he started studying more kinship study. Everything have a link. Without a story, without a background, without any common sense, there will be no theories only. He also believed in psychic unity of mankind. That is the reason, no, these three people clubbed together under which school? Classical evolutionism. Why? Because these three people believe in psychic unity of mankind. So obviously, Henry Morgan will believe in psychic unity of mankind. James Fraser also will believe in psychic unity of mankind. Why? Because these three people believe in the philosophy of, very good. He also believed in psychic unity of mankind, which he named it as germ ideas, and also in independent evolution. Listen this. He gave the name called as monogenism. For monogenism, he gave the name called as germ ideas. Means at that time, no genes, no chromosomes, 1890. No genes, no DNA, no chromosomes. DNA, this all came 1940s, no. Then there is something called the germs. We used to think that some germs are there. So the germs ideas are same. My germ idea, your germ idea, his germ idea, her germ idea, everyone germ ideas are same. So as germ ideas are same, psychic unity of mankind, hence evolution is, and every society will evolve independently. One society will not depend on other society. Every society will develop independently. Hence he believed in independent evolution and psychic unity of mankind. When I compare this independent evolution, they are same. Then I am telling, hence culture parallels. Yes or no? Classical evolutionism believes in what? What is the basic principles? Again, basic principles. Culture parallels, culture survivals, stage by stage, gradual. So these three people believed the same. Hence the same. If you forget also, you have to write the same points. He also believed in psychic unity of mankind, which he named it as germ ideas, and also in independent. In his book, System of Consanguinity and Affinity of Human Families. This is the famous book. System of Consanguinity and Affinities of Human Families described evolution of kinship terminologies. So I told you he studied about kinship systems, kinship terminologies. In which book he written this? System of Consanguinity and Affinities of. So he studied about kinship systems and he written in the book called as this book. And what he told, he understood there are two types of kinship terminologies. Understand it.